Hi there, Brattleboro. This is Town Manager John Potter broadcasting from the BCTV studios in Brattleboro, Vermont with the latest episode of the Town Matters podcast. This podcast is a quick update on what is happening in Brattleboro town government. Today we're going to look back at the Select Board's meeting on Tuesday, August 6th, and we'll give you a heads up for the agenda to be discussed on the night of Tuesday, August 20th. Here's a summary of what happened at the board's first meeting in August. There were 3 items on the consent agenda: a first and third class liquor license and an annual entertainment permit for Snow Republic, a new business located at 100 Main Street in the old M&T Bank building. Also on the consent agenda were 2 bid awards, one for the Brannan Street retaining wall project in the amount of $54,600 awarded to Bernie LaRocque & Sons, and an award of $26,670 to Deary's Gymnastics Supply for a replacement of the gymnastic spring floor in the Gibson-Aiken Center. Those 3 items were approved by the board on consent in a vote of 5-0. For old business, Fire Chief Leonard Howard discussed the fire department's quarterly report for FY24, quarter 4. The board discussed the ambulance budget, classification of call types, morale, and medical oversight. They accepted the fire department's quarterly report by a vote of 5-0. Next, Commissioner Chris Winters and Deputy Commissioner Miranda Gray from the Department of Children and Families joined the meeting and discussed changes to the emergency housing program, including changes to the number of days a person can use their housing and who qualifies for that housing. The board discussed chronic homelessness, impacts to the town and to property taxes, revenue sharing, data and tracking needs of individuals, and what to do for unreachable people with complex needs. No motions were taken on this item. Next, DPW Director Dan Tyler joined the meeting and updated the board on the Pleasant Valley Water Treatment Project and asked for approval of a change order number 6, for a total sum of $9,092.53 and 37 credit contract days for various cost increases and credits related to the Pleasant Valley Water Treatment Facility upgrade, and that was approved 5-0. Following the Pleasant Valley item, Finance Director Kim Frost joined the meeting to discuss her quarterly financial report for FY24 through the 4th quarter. The board accepted the FY24 financial report by a vote of 5-0. Following that, Zoning Administrator Brian Bannon discussed a property acquisition at 250 Burge Street, which would create a new 12-acre park for the town. The board moved to proceed with accepting the conveyance of the 250 Burge Street restored floodplain property, subject to river corridor and conservation easements held jointly by the Vermont River Conservancy, the Department of Environmental Conservation, and the Vermont Housing and Conservation Board, and that motion was passed 5-0. Following the 250 Burge Street item, the board discussed safety zones and related interventions. This is a 2024 to 26 Select Board priority, developing the concept of safety zones. At the meeting on the 6th, the board discussed what behaviors they would like to influence, where they would like to influence those behaviors, and how they might like to do that. Cassandra Holloway and members of the Youth Council presented on a map they had done of where kids feel safe and unsafe in Brattleboro. There was discussion around drafting an ordinance to address many of the issues of concern to the board, but no motion was taken at this meeting. The final item on August 6th was committee appointments, and there were no nominations made for committee appointments, and that closed out the meeting. The next Select Board meeting is a regular meeting scheduled for Tuesday, August 20th at 6:15 p.m. in the Select Board meeting room at 230 Main Street, or on Zoom, and the Zoom information is available on the website at brattleboro.gov. The preliminary agenda for August 20th looks like this. On consent, there are 2 items: a contract award for the Transportation Center waterproof membrane replacement contract and a contract award for the Central Fire Station HVAC replacement. And the waterproof membrane at the Transportation Center is for $115,300, and the HVAC replacement is in the amount of $73,000. Those items are both on consent, and people can always ask at public participation prior to that meeting whether they would like one of those items to be brought up for discussion by the board. Under new business, the Select Board will hear from Finance Director Kim Frost on the FY26 budget process. Then it will continue on its theme of addressing public health and public safety with an item on the Brattleboro Police Department's data project, looking at that more in depth than they have in previous meetings, followed by a discussion of the Brattleboro Police Department's Downtown Safety Action Plan, which is a part of the Select Board's larger agenda related to public health and public safety, which they've been working on for several months now. Police Chief Norma Hardy will be in the meeting to discuss the Downtown Safety Action Plan and answer questions from the board. Following that, the Select Board will consider planning for the annual Safety Fair and Forum. And the final item on their agenda for August 20th is an update on the Estieville Park Gazebo project. I have a couple of announcements. The Secretary of State's office will be mailing the November 5th general election ballot to all active registered voters by late September. They will be pulling that list from the election database on or around September 1st. You can visit the state's My Voter page at mvp.vermont.gov to ensure that your voter status is active and that your mailing address is correct. If you'll be out of town during that time period, you can request a ballot to be mailed to the address where you will be. The Recreation and Parks Department is inviting the public to weigh in on the latest conceptual designs for the pool and aquatics facility at Living Memorial Park. That survey is available on brattleboro.gov. Please complete the survey by Wednesday, August 21st. If you need help completing the survey or have additional feedback about the project, contact the Rec and Parks Department at 802-254-5808 or email recreation@brattleboro.gov. Rec and Parks is also accepting registrations for its fall sports season, which includes flag football and soccer. Visit brattleboro.gov to register. There is a $10 late fee beginning Friday, August 30th. Anyone registering on or after September 6th will be added to a wait list. So there's a few timely announcements and a summary of what the Select Board has been addressing. Please see the town website, brattleboro.gov, for lots of additional information, including Select Board agendas, reports, and backup materials. Thanks for listening, Brattleboro. Let's catch up again soon.